Welcome, Tom.
Hey, Brian.
How are you?
Same as you.
Mate, uh, is it getting any better?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Slow process, plenty of whiskey. Oh, welcome, Peter.
Hiya, Brian. How you feeling?
Um, I'm okay, getting gradually better. It's good.
Hey
Good,
Peter.
You
good. Good to hear
and you've got plenty of snow there, it looks like.
it. Yes, plenty of snow.
Okay. Well, my name's Brian Knight, and I live near Melbourne in Australia, and it's just turned 5:30 in the morning on a Friday for me. It actually is the 1st of December here. So start of summer. Let me just share this screen to start with first. And so this is just a welcome to this analysis session and disclaimer of risk disclosure. A few notes there. There's a full risk disclosure and a little bit about us as live session traders. So basically, I'm sort of just working my way back into a bit of trade. I wasn't really well enough. Chest is still sore and still doing a bit of coughing, but I feel well enough to do some trading anyway. Let me just stop sharing there and we'll share back to go to TradingView, which I got on the Black Friday extended for another 12 plus 2 months. So that was a good thing. Tom, yeah, you dropped a couple of Instagrams into the chat. Did you want to have a little talk about them? I had a look.
Uh, we can if you'd like. I think they're pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I know, but I suppose if people aren't in the chat, we're talking about market bias as such.
Well,
Particular,
here's the thing I liked about
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Okay. The reason I like those three videos, one, it shows you the weekly play plan.
yeah,
So when you say, what's it going to look like this week? Well, here's your week laid out. You have the start of the week, it takes the high, you get your push, you get your long or your short or whatever it is, and then it pulls back, and that's your weekly play plan.
yeah,
And then daily, it shows you the breakdown of each candle, of how to break down each candle during the week.
yeah,
And then the other one was the Sunday conversation that we were having the other day,
yeah. Sunday to Sunday. Mm-hmm,
Sunday to Sunday. And,
mm-hmm.
and I'm looking for one more because they were explaining on, uh, it's hard to explain because I don't fully remember it completely. That's why I'm still searching for it.
Yeah, yeah, no,
But
that's all right.
there's one more video that I'm looking for to share with you guys.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate that you put them in there, and anyone who's in the chat can actually have a look at them on Instagram. I think I've had a look through them very quickly because I only saw them when I got up this morning. I'll go back and have a look at them again. That they do just follow that market structure, don't they? I mean, it's like, has it broken the previous high from the daily of the previous candle? It's
Right. They're very specific of how they break things down, though.
correct.
Because the other one I had, gosh darn it, it's just a
No,
quick
no, no.
little It's a quick little video that shows a daily candle,
Yeah.
and it shows, you know, um, the time frame inside that candle. And what I mean by that, they'll show, where it says open, and it'll show the Asian market next to it. And you can see where the Asian market opened at the candle. And then it
Yeah.
pushes down and it says the low on the daily. And then it pushes
Ah,
up, which is the accumulation,
yeah.
and it makes the high. And then it says distribution and comes back and closes inside the candle. And it shows all three steps inside that daily candle, which was
Yeah.
really cool. I'm trying to find it for you guys.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. Yeah. And yeah, we've spoken about that over a long period of time, the actual market opens. I mean, when you talk about your Sunday to Sunday, for me where I live, it's my Monday to Monday, Monday open to Monday. That's sort of where you in your part of the world, and probably, yeah, it would be also in UK would be Sunday to Sunday. So yeah, we'll just see how that works. Anyway, thank you, Tom. Much appreciated. And it just adds on to the knowledge of where the market direction is. Like, for example, if you can see my trading view here, I mean, this is the hourly and the daily. I'll just do daily for the minute, have a look and show, like, for example, this is, we'll just put back down a bit. So, that has been for a considerable amount of time. So we're talking about the start of January or end of January there, where it hit a high and basically just been going down, 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 down until it was around about September, October, it started to push back up again, right? I mean, it did have ups and downs, but if you got in up here, right, and got it out down there somewhere, 700, 800 pips, and it had the things that we're looking for. Welcome, John, too. So just so you can see, you've got a number of triangles, but like this triangle here with a short, you would have got into that, but then it turned. So another down, 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 down. So you've got a sell, sorry, you've got a red triangle there with a short and a sell candle. That's telling you get in, right? And then it just keeps going basically until, I mean, here you could get out and back in and back out and back in if you want, or you could just stay in until you're convinced that this is, well, I suppose it's difficult because if you use the criteria that there's a green triangle and a long and it changes the SHA and the candles, you would then get out of that that sell and get into a buy, then back into a sell, then back into a buy, back into a sell, back into a buy, back into a sell. All right. And you could do that if you wanted. I mean, that would probably, to be honest, be a lot more profitable because you would not know how far this is going to go, right? From that sort of point of view. So very, very easy from that. When it gets here and you get arrow up long and a buy, it's pulled back down again. So, but it hasn't broken the low and then off it goes again. So you could stay in and be back to break even, for example. But, like if you look at it here for this and pulls back and get along and then you get a change from there really up to where it is now, it's still 300 and it's like, I don't know, just over a month. Beautiful. All right. So now what we're looking for and what I'd be waiting is, will it break that high? Will it break that high? If it hasn't broken it, we've now got a couple of reds. But what we don't have is we don't have a short. Right? There's no short in here. And there's no sort of on a sell candle at this point. So this one, I wouldn't necessarily get into it for a buy because we don't know if it's going to increase or, value the price increase or whether it's going to start to sell back out again. All right. So if we're looking at more of a long-term type trade,
I'm in this one.
Yeah, good. For a sell. So you're working off the 1 hour here.
Yeah. I saw the triangle. That Fibonacci
bang,
candle
bang.
turned white.
Yeah. And you got the short. Bang, you're in. It's pulled back up there. It would have pulled up me in a sort of drawdown, but now it's into positive. But well, you're not necessarily looking at getting out because you haven't got a long but you've only got a triangle there. It has come out of that.
That little white part right there where the green arrow is, the wick, that's where I got in. Now my stop loss is above the short.
Up here.
Yep. I took that
Okay.
whole section. So I'm waiting for it to pull back and continue down.
Well, it has done that, and it is continuing down.
Correct. So now I
Yeah.
just let it ride. It's either going to break or it's going to go in my direction. And it's
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
on the daily that I've got that arrow.
Yeah. But we don't have a short and we don't have that. So, but
Don't need it.
you don't need it. Okay.
Don't need it. Yeah. No, if you notice, even on the shorts where it gives you the arrow down and it doesn't really go very far,
Yeah.
it's still, you know, goes back at least halfway to the daily middle range.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it just pushes down to that middle range, how many pips is that?
Down to the middle here.
No, to the middle of the your little trending thing, the rails, the middle rail.
Oh, right. Sorry. I apologize. So they're down to say the middle. It's still 130, 100 plus pips.
Right.
Okay. But then, so this was yesterday. I don't know if you remember in the session. Oh, sorry. In the session yesterday, I said, "Oh, I'll focus on EuroCAD. Look at EuroCAD, right? So here, triangle, sell, short, get in. Look where it is. Push down.
I'm in that one too.
Yeah. Okay. And the other one we talked about, Euro CHF. Bang. Look at it.
Yeah, I
Down on
missed
that
that
one.
one.
Look at the
But it's
short.
pulled back.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. But we'll see. It hasn't broken that candle here though. I think look continue, but look how far out of the rail it is. So Tom, 1 hour, it's
Yep.
crazy. It's going to have to pull back. It may pull back more, but like if you got in here, or even here, it's not so much of a big deal. It's more likely to come back to here or there and then back down again. Right? It's already done the sell, the buy. It's out of the rail. It's pulled back down. What was the next one? Euro JPY was another one. I mean, wait till see. You'll see train short, bang, pull back up. Now it's on the way down, right? And the other one was GJ. I think this was we had our short. So this one I'm not so sure about yet. I mean, I'm not looking at this. This is, I said, maybe next week we need a from a daily perspective. I need a short on there. Tom may not,
Well, I already
but
have my
just
trade set up.
well, that's right. You can have it already set up if you want, like, as a sell stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Down there at that bottom of the white wick, up
Up this one,
where it's
yeah,
at now. Yeah, at the
yeah.
bottom of the white wick. And
If it
my
stop
stop
loss was
loss
up here,
is on the 1 hour, and it's above that last green candle. Down,
this one here.
down to your right.
Oh,
The last
really?
green one.
That
Yeah,
one?
right there. Yep. And my entry's down there at the white candle. So let it come
Yeah.
up here and play around for a while. I'll watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it.
So it's like 100 pip stop loss. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Doesn't matter because until
I know it doesn't matter.
comes down
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
entry area,
Yeah.
once it comes down to the entry area, I'll make all my final adjustments. This is only so I don't get caught off guard and have it just drop 400 pips.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially during the last of the week. Because just like that video I sent, if you look,
Yeah.
it's already pushing back into the middle of the accumulation area. So now it's going to have to break the low of the daily, that one candle, just that one candle.
Yep.
It's already pulling up halfway, remember?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he was saying. It has to pull back up halfway. So on the daily, it's pulling up halfway. It's going to have to turn and break either the high or the low. If it breaks that low, we're really coming down.
Yeah, it's coming. That's right. So that's the high there, basically, that's been created, and that's the low there. As you said, you're using that push up as stop loss, which is fine. Yeah, that works.
I just adjust my stop loss and stuff as it happens.
Yeah. That's if you're if you're at the computer at the time.
Exactly. So it's 100 pips. It's 100%, 100 pip stop loss. But that's for right now. It'll adjust accordingly.
Yeah. That's no worries. You're just using it as a backstop so that if anything dramatic occurs, then it's going to catch that. But if this continues up, you're not going to be in the trade anyway because it has to actually come down below that low.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And with everything on the daily telling me to sell, I got my 2 triangles.
Yeah.
It's now punctured the SHA. 3 white nights right in a row. Even if it pulls back and even if I pull back and get 1 green candle in there, and then it turns around and just plummets.
Yeah.
I don't have to be here.
Yeah. And that's the GBPs. Okay. I just looked at those ones. I mean, I just pulled them out because I've got them on my list here to look at. So these others are quite, Anyway, let's go back to the top and go through them. So these are ones you can set up using sell stops or buy stops is probably, that's the way I've been doing it anyway. So for me, AUD CADs, are you in this yet, Tom, or you got one set up? Because
no, I'm in.
Oh, that's right. You said you're in. Yes.
Yeah, it tapped me in.
Sorry.
So now it's pulled back.
Because it came down here. Yeah.
Right. Is that as far as that arrow is going to take this? We don't know. But if you look, it failed to break the top.
Yeah. Hasn't broken
which
up
failed to break that top.
Yeah, which failed to break that. Yeah, so it's more like coming down.
Right. It's more likely that it's turning into that direction. So I just leave it. I just let it run now.
Yeah.
So now if this pulls back up and doesn't break me and stomp me out, and I get another short, and I get an arrow, I get in.
Yeah, you can do multiple trades on it. And from a Darren perspective, if you're looking at this to trade just off the daily, this hasn't given you enough information as yet. There needs to be a change. Like we've got an arrow, a triangle. We did there too and got a short. So I mean that there and then a turn. But same thing here. We've got a triangle. And there's no short yet, but it started to sell and the SHA hasn't changed. So if you want to use all of those, it's pretty safe using those things. I mean, I don't know if this didn't change the SHA, did it? Hang on a minute. Let me just have a look. It did just. Is it just? Yeah. I think that's the SHA there, just went red on one little bit and then it went off green again. So you got that, you got an arrow, you got a short, you could get in there, and yes, it went down, but then it's pulled back up. And for the SHA's only got this little change, and then you probably would have lost on that one. Or you could have got that amount. How much was that? If you got after there and got into that short, like, still 50 or so. This depends if it came back up.
I'm saying I got in at the bottom of that white candle, for example. Let's use that as an example. You see where it says short?
Yep.
You see the indecision candle next to it?
Yes.
So if you got in at the bottom of that wick, at the indecision candle, how far down did it go?
You mean the bottom of the wick of that one, or
at the bottom of that wick?
Oh, but it wouldn't have closed then.
No.
You would only know that's an indecision once it finished. You would go to the bottom of the body, wouldn't you?
No, I would still go at the bottom of that wick. and I'd put my stop at the top of that candle.
Yeah, but it hasn't been created though, Tom. That's the problem. You would how do I put this? That candle is not finished until the candle is created, and you wouldn't have that indecision. You wouldn't be able to see that indecision ability. It would be, oh, okay. So what you're saying is, after the candle is created, that's where your entry is.
Correct.
Got you. Thank you. So I just need
you can see it. You got your arrow, you got your indecision candle.
From there down, it's still like down to there. But if it comes back up again and you get your long, you sort of break even on it. I mean, if you recognize that's turning, but you probably wouldn't.
Well, sure you would, because just put it in there for a second.
Yep, I will.
You see that last wick, that last white wick?
Yep, this one here.
Now go to your 1 hour.
Yep.
Can you find that?
Hang on, I will. Just a second. It's up here. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as it pushed down, came back up, gave me a long, a short, another long. Draw a line across that short, just like you did. See the little dotted line?
Yeah. Yeah, and it came back up.
You get your hold on. You get your long at the bottom.
Yeah.
Your first long, right?
Yep.
And you see that pullback?
Yeah, and pull back to that. Create another long.
Draw your line across the top of that middle peak right there.
I'll go in a bit closer. Come on, hang on. Just here.
Right there. Okay, so you see that long?
Yeah.
At the top, no, the other long. At the top of that long, you see that green candle?
Yep.
Draw a line across there.
Yeah, which I've got one.
Which you've got.
The orange one. Yeah.
And then it's short. So when it's short, it's got to beat the previous long, right?
Yeah. Yeah. All the low.
Okay. And then it says short and it pushes down, pushes out of the rail.
Yeah.
You get a long, right? Yeah. And then you put your entry to buy at the top of that line where that green candle was that said short to your left.
Okay. Yeah, just in here.
Because if it's going to go long, if
it's going to go long, it has to break that previous low. Yeah. But it goes long and then it breaks the previous high.
Yeah, but it's the first long, that green candle.
Yeah, this one here.
That's the line. So if it breaks anything above that, you know you're changing direction.
Yeah, but look at it. Yeah, but look at it. It pokes up, comes back to the same line, goes up, comes back to the same line, goes up, comes back to the same line, then off it goes.
Right. Because that's the break-in structure.
Yeah, it is.
So how many pips from where I would have gotten in to that top of that candle right there?
Up here.
No, go backwards.
Yeah.
Right here. There.
Yeah.
To the previous where I would have gotten in.
Hang on. You got to explain that again to me.
Okay, hold on. Move to your left a little bit. Move to your left a little bit. Keep going. Okay, so now find the candle with the last down on the last white candle, that indecision candle on the daily. Remember I told you that's where I would put my entry?
Yeah. Just there.
Just there. So where's the entry? Right there.
Yeah.
And then it pushes down.
Yeah.
Pulls back up, pushes down, pulls back up. So now what is that distance from the wick on the daily, that white wick,
Yeah.
down to the top of that green wick for the break.
Okay. You want that.
From there, oh, yeah. Keep going right there.
There.
Right there.
That's it. 20 pips.
Okay. So not only are you in and out of that trade quickly,
Yeah.
how many hours did it take to make that 20 pips? Because it had to come down.
Oh, 3 days, sorry. Yeah.
So you have time.
Yeah, you got plenty of time.
Is what I'm saying. So as it comes back up and you see that it's not going to push down any further, now you're setting up your buy trade for the opposite direction.
Yeah. For this here where you basically in there and the 100 plus pips. And it continues.
A genuinely good push down now. So I went ahead and got in.
Yeah, but that's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said yesterday. It's just been going sideways. So at some point it's going to drop out. Or it can go up, but yeah, it could actually buy further.
Sure it could. And it's going to tell me if it's going to buy further, it's going to push up, pull back, push up, and keep going.
Yeah.
Because it's going to fail to break the bottom where it is now. So if I take a small loss on it, it's fine. Because I'm not going to take a whole loss on it.
No, you're right.
I'll take, a 20 pip loss, whatever the case may be. But if it does keep going down, which I think it's going to, it's going to come way back.
Yeah. This is AUD CAD. The other one would be AUD USD to look at that. And that's already started. You can see here too, the push, like the sell out is potentially started to happen. You can see on the 1 hour, see how it's like the last couple of days, it's pulled down, it hasn't broken the high, and then it's pushing back down. We'll see what do we got here.
Right. This is a perfect example. So I already have my trade set up here. My entry is below that long.
Yeah.
And my stop loss is at the top where the 3 triangles are.
Yeah. Okay. Initially,
I just take that whole section.
Yeah.
Now, as this turns and starts coming back down, I'll move my stop loss down to the next short.
Yeah.
And then let it run. And
then the point is that I want to make is it has to break this low if it is going to continue, and you're not going to be in the trade until it breaks that low.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes it comes down and spikes you in. You're just in for the ride.
That's right. Yeah.
That's why I give myself plenty of room on that initial, am I going in the right direction with this?
Yeah, correct. And this is you're looking at a potential preemptive strike on this for a sell, a continuation of sell, based upon what you're seeing on the daily, weekly, whatever it is, in a higher time frame. That this is the start of it on the 1 hour.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And John or Peter, you got any questions in relation to this, or are we just?
Yeah,
I'm just saying, listening to that was very interesting. But today in the news and that news feeds, the dollar has come off a low and is making gains against major currencies.
Correct, and that's what's happened. This is against AUD USD. So Aussie dollar will weaken, US dollar will strengthen. So the AUD USD will decrease. I think that's what you were saying, aren't you, Peter?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I think that
the euro's fallen like a stone today.
Correct.
It's the dollar.
It will pull back a bit, but it's more likely to decrease. Yeah, that's right. And John?
Yeah, I'm just following, trying to sort of work out what the indicators are, just making sure that my indicators look like yours, and just trying to understand, because obviously I've only looked at a lot of the recordings, so I'm just trying to get up to speed with what's really happening.
No, that's okay.
I think I've got the indicators on. I've got the 48, the smooth Heiken ashes, and the twin range filter, but I'm not quite sure if they're on the right settings or not.
Okay, do you want to check through them now while we're here?
If that's okay, yeah. I mean, I did.
No. That's it'll take the mystery out of it for you. So these are mine. They're not necessarily Tom's, and Tom can talk about what he's got if he wants, or anything else. The reason why I have mine a certain way is because I'm just looking at having it looser on the 1 hour, so it doesn't sort of pick up too many of the indicators, and a lot sort of looser on the daily, because it's sort of like I don't want to sort of react to that necessarily. So if we look now just on the 1 hour, we just do 1 hour, 2 hour, whatever it is, don't worry about this muscle strength thing. So on the 48,
where are you, John?
He's in England. The UK, East Coast of the UK.
Okay. Yeah. My settings aren't going to matter to you.
Okay. And the reason, I think we explained yesterday, some of the settings that Tom has is because of the broker and the feed. Early on doing this, we found that the feeds were slightly different, which means the settings need to be slightly different to pick up similar sort of opportunities. So if you look at that 48, it's like 56 weighted, 110, 2.8, 4.1.
Yeah, I've got those.
Okay.
So there's loads more settings. There we go.
Yeah. Just wait. So you just basically, you can have, this is just for alerts, but I don't know if they work. I haven't sort of got too much into that. And everything else is basically unticked. The swing mode you can have ticked on, right? Everything else basically is unticked.
Okay.
You don't need sort of any of the other. You can play with it if you want. Style wise, it's just TMA up, mid, and down. That's it. I think Tom doesn't even have the rails. He has them turned off, but I like the rails in there because I can see how far it's pushing out of the rails or not, right? And then you got top level. Sorry.
So go on. I'll ask in a minute.
And then there's top.
I was going to say those rails.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's a delay in there. The rails are the white things with the little dots at the ends. Is that right?
Correct. That's if you look to the left there, that's a rail. That's a rail, and that's the mid. The mid's got a color on it. If you go back, it's solid there. These rails are solid, and then they turn into these dotted things.
And what do they represent? They just moving averages.
They're similar to Bollinger Bands, which is sort of like it's just a range, basically. Yeah. Let's go back to where it is. Sorry, there. And then it's all it is top level, bottom levels 1 and 2. I mean, these are what I got set. You got labels and lines. That's it. Basically, that's it on the 48. Okay.
Right.
And you can make that as a set as default. All right.
Yeah.
Then the SHA is just as smooth as 5 EMA and a 5 EMA, and style is basically smooth Heiken ashes, and that's it. Very simple. Right. 5, wait for time frame close, and then on style it's just a smooth, nothing else. Okay. Twin range filter.
Right.
Which is the cancel. So the SHA is this smooth Heiken-ashi. It's the red green sort of candles next to next to candles. The twin range filter is this sort of short and long. right?
Yeah.
And the settings on that are pretty simple. Just do your long and short. Sorry, your inputs are HLCC4. I got a 5252. And I'm
Right.
pretty sure Tom has different in this.
Yeah, mine are all ones.
Yeah. And that's purely because he uses Orlando, which is US, which is, there's a lot more sort of variable in it. So he's trying to get, I think, trying to get rid of some of the extra longs and shorts because it becomes too cluttered.
Yeah.
You can change this and put them as different numbers and you will get less of these. But on the 1 hour, that's what I've got. So if you now go, if I go to the daily, what's different over here for me is this is different. I've got 1.5 in there for the 48, X48, purely because the rails, I want them to be slightly tighter to push out, to see how far out they're going to pick them up, because I want to get a bit earlier. Everything else is basically the same on it. Okay.
So those dashed lines that you've got right now on the, is it on the daily?
That's daily over here, yeah.
Are they lines that you've put on yourself, or are they, what are they?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, these orange ones and red and white. Yeah. They're ones that it might look confusing, but they're basically points that I put on from highs to break, or they'll be Tom, help me out. Or they'll be liquidity, where the market potentially may go. Like, for example, you can see here, right, where the market went to. I put that in as a liquidity point that this was going to potentially come to, and it did. It just kept working. It came to the first one, which is there, which it broke. And then as it broke, it's like it was just going to go further up to there, and it did. Now we're looking at it potentially coming back down again, because it's swept. If you look on the daily, it's basically swept that liquidity out of there. But I don't know. It could come up higher. There's another, if you look up here, see there's another one I've put in here for more liquidity further up. So it just depends. It may just pull down a bit and then go back up again. It just depends. Yeah. So these are just things, potential targets, not actual. They're just ones that I'm sort of following. So that's on there, the SHA, and you don't need to follow these. This is 5 and 5, same on the SHA for the daily twin range. It is to 1.5 to 1.5, right? Because I want less shorts and longs on here as well.
Yeah.
So my daily in 1 hour is slightly different on twin range and the X48. That's all.
Great stuff. What's Alistair's forecast?
It's something that that Alistair said. This is a point he would have told it. I actually don't have a date. It's there. Where's that? Back in August, the end of August, Alistair said to us, this is a forecast that there will be, that there is
it was a volume point of interest.
Thank you. Volume profile. Yeah. So he said, look, there's lots of volume around here, and potentially the price will come back to there.
Yeah. And look at that. Bounced right off it.
And just bang, bang, and then it's coming back.
Okay, can I show John something real quick?
Go for it.
Okay, John. Can you go to the daily, Brian? Just blow up that whole screen real quick.
Yeah, no worries. And you want it like this.
You see that middle triangle?
At this one here.
Of the
up here.
To your right.
Here. Oh, this one now.
The middle one of the three to the right there.
Oh, yeah, there.
The middle one, that one. Okay, so right there. So take your fib, high to low.
Yeah.
Because that's the last high. to the low. If you could draw out a box around the 618 to the 78.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't even have the 618 on there. Look at that.
No, I don't have a 618. No, I can put it in.
Yeah, could you real quick?
Yeah, easy.
Because I want to show you guys something.
Oh, that's not it. Cancel. Why is that not? Huh? Thank you. It just,
yeah.
There's 618 there.
Okay, so see those settings, John?
Yep. Yeah, so those, yeah.
Okay, could you draw a box, a rectangle
hang on.
box?
Whoa. I haven't got it low enough here. There you go. There. Yep.
A rectangle box from the 618 to the 786 and just draw it across?
You want a GAN or a rectangle?
Rectangle's fine.
You want it from the 618 where to?
Up from the 618 line to the 786 line.
Yeah.
Now just pull it across.
Yep.
Now get rid of the fib.
Yep.
That's your kill zone for Fibonacci. So what you're looking for is it to pull back into that area somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
And you're looking for a turn in that area.
Somewhere.
For now, it has to beat the low to keep going down.
Which he means, hang on, sorry, Tom. It has to beat the bottom of this white candle here, or it will not continue down.
And if it's going to continue down, it has to beat the last white candle with all the green arrows down there at the bottom.
Yeah, down here.
For it to continue the downtrend.
Yeah.
So if it beats this zone and goes higher, the zone's dead.
Yeah.
It has to beat that high.
Over here. This one over here. So think of it like
just
this, John.
Coincidentally, if you look on the daily where that zone is, as relative to where it just turned, if you go back to the 1 hour now, look where that zone is.
Bang,
it came up, touched it,
and also
and down it went.
It's also Alice's forecast as well. It's around the same. It just happens to be a couple of things sort of coming together at the same time.
Confluence.
So let me just hang on, just go back here what Tom was on. So think of it like this, John. See the rails, right? It's poked out of the rails. It's at some point it's poked out of the rails. At some point it's got to come back down again, right? And if it does come down, it's going to break the previous low over here. See that low there? So it's pushed up out of the rail. So that low is out of the bottom of the rail. It's pushed up. It's come out of the top of the rail. It's got to pull back, right? It doesn't have to break out the bottom, so, and then it pushes back out again. And so it's got to come down. It pushes out again. It's got to come back down. So it pushes down until it says, right, well, I've got to come back up. This is still a continuation down until you start getting this sort of thing and along and it goes up. Right now, it's now made a high. It's now made a number of lows. It's in those lows. It's coming back up to take out the liquidity. And so, yes, it does pull back a bit, but it pushes up. What Tom's saying now is, at this point with this candle, it has pushed out of the rails up into the zone. If it's going to continue up, it will need to break the top of this last green candle, right? We don't know yet, but that's what it's going to have to do if it's going to continue up. And then once it's broken that, it's going to have to break further up, another one from over the left here, then there. If it goes and if it goes past this channel or this rectangle, then it's going to have to break that one where the white one is. It's going to have to break then the next white one. It's going to have to break those green ones. It's going to have to break up over here, and it's going to have to continue. Right? That's just the scenario. If now, though, this is going to now turn because it's well out of the channel and it's in a zone, and we've got a red triangle, and it's not completely indecision candle, but it could become by the time which was 6. We got about just under 3 hours left. This could suck up a little bit, right? And that is an indecision. So what Tom's saying is, if this is going to start to sell back out now, it will need to break the bottom of the white wick. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what he does is he'll go, rightio, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put a sell stop just below it, right at the rail. I'm going to put a stop loss. Well, he might put it up here for the moment, so it's 120 pips or whatever, looking at this potentially to break that low down here, like 2 or 3%. But that's only what's called an initial trade, like sort of and you can put like 0.25% or 0.5% on the trade or whatever you want. But then as it starts to go, you could potentially put another trade on at the next bit, which could be like a 20 or 30 pip trade. Because what could occur is that this could push back up a bit, and then give you another opportunity for a sell back down again, because it won't break the high of that white the top of the wick there. That's just the scenarios. We don't know whether this is going to continue up. We don't know whether this is going to continue now. But what we do know is if it breaks the bottom of there, it's more likely to go down. If it breaks the top there, it's more likely to go up. Simple as that. Yeah. But some of these indicators are already telling us that this is potentially the turn. So then if you go back to the 1 hour, looking at what's happening on the daily, you can already see over the last couple of days. So translating this, it has pushed up, it's gone back way out of the rails, going, no, it's got to come down, got to come down, got to come down, which it did. It pulled back up again, but didn't break the high.
Failed.
It failed. And then it's dropped down now and given us a green arrow, which means it's pushed up. Now it's pushing back down again. It's, look, I come across, it's failed again, right? So as it's pushed up, it's then spiked, taken out stop losses for the lower time frame, pulled back down, hasn't come out the other side, pushed back up again, matched out on that short, push back down again, push back up, failed to break that high. Now it's looking at breaking the low down here. So then it'll come back up, fail to break the high, come back down to the low, break the low, and just keep doing that thing until you get these long longs, and then it'll start going back up again.
Nice stuff.
Another trick, John, is you see where those 3 candles are at the top?
These ones are, the 3 triangles, yeah.
See the 3 triangles at the top, okay? And you see that white one, that first triangle, that white candle?
Yeah, just
and then it pushed and pulled back up and created that long green one.
Yeah.
That's still a break of structure. That's showing it's still going up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you got that green wick.
Yeah.
And it broke the structure on the way down. On the way down.
This here.
That's right. So now you have a change of character, which means it broke that structure.
Or change of direction, you might want to
change of direction.
I call it change of direction. Change of character just to me doesn't make any bloody sense. But anyway, yeah.
So if you put a Fibonacci from the top of that last green triangle.
Yeah. The last red one, you mean?
Yes, I'm sorry. That one right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Down to the current low that it created. Not that one, the one above it.
Oh, here.
Over to your left.
There.
Yeah, right there. Right there. Look right there.
Yeah.
Do you see your zone?
See
618
where
to
it
the
came from there,
780
straight down to there, came back up to 71, and then
and
dropped
took
out.
off. Now, if you do the exact same fib from where the high is now,
This
go
one.
back up one. Nope, down
That
one.
one there. Yeah,
That one there. Do it again.
To there. See where
618 to the
Pop back
780.
Yeah. 786, yeah.
Now, if it breaks this bottom, you put on another fib.
Yeah.
And you look for it to the pullback and for a continuational down.
They're just tracking. So these are the lower time frame, John. If you just keep like the sort of the way into this, and it's a lot more sort of sitting on your hands waiting. And there's a you not lose pips, but you're not in the trading as much. If you trade the daily, like for example, you got a red one there, right, a red triangle, and you got to sell, but we don't have a change on the SHA, and we don't have a short. You wait for those things and then get in the trade for that, right?
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing that Darren does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying, John, is you have to take all these little things.
Yeah.
You have to take the SHA. You have to take the fair value gaps. You have to take the 618 to the 78. You have to lay it out. You have to show the picture of what it's creating on the higher time frame, and then drop to the lower time frame and do the exact same thing over and over and over again. What it's going to tell you by the numbers what it's going to do. That's going to keep the confusion out of your head when you just look at it. Now, Brian can look at this and go, oh, yeah, that hit the 618.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one hit the 618.
I don't even have to
He's
put the
done it
fib
800 years.
Yeah.
He knows. But new people need to walk this pattern. You need to walk it.
Yeah.
So as it comes down and you create, you get your fib, you draw it out there, and you draw your little 618 to your 78. And when it comes back up there, you're looking for a push off or a short line or something to help you, saying, yeah, this is going to go. This is what it's going to do. Is it 100%? Are you going to win it every time? No. But you have to get into the concept of getting it into your head. Use the fib. Use the rectangles. Use the SHAs. Use the line across the bottom where it created the short, long, short. So you know that when it creates that W, you're creating a butterfly pattern. X, A, B, C, and it's going to go to D. And you're looking for the D in the 618 for it to turn. You have to know all these things to make this make sense. You cannot just look at this indicator and go, oh, it says short, I need to short.
Yeah,
you
can't do
so
that.
fast.
Yeah.
You will just lose so fast. You need like 5 confluences to tell you that this is going in the right direction you want it to go.
And John, if I can just put my sort of 2 cents in here as far as 2 pennies or whatever the currency is that you're dealing with.
It's $9.95 with inflation these days.
Yeah. The 1 hour and the daily, basically you're looking at the same thing. It's just on the 1 hour, there's just more bits and pieces or more information as such. The things that are, as Tom was saying, the things that you can put in lots of stuff, and that's okay too. I mean, you need to do that over time to gradually grasp the sort of what's happening within it. If you start out with the first thing, which is just trend direction,
right?
That's just trend direction. And if you look, I'll just show you this, for example.
That's broken.
This is a buy trend, okay? If you look at it over time, at some point this is going to go into a sell trend. Just in the back of your mind, right? It's going to go in the sell trend. You don't know when that's going to happen, right? From an overall longer perspective, right? That's a sell trend there if you look at it. So some people say to me, it's like, oh, I'll go, that's a buy. And they say, yeah, but there's a sell there and there's another sell there and there's another sell. Yeah, absolutely there is, right? Absolutely. So if you wanted, you could get out of that buy into a sell, into a buy, into a sell. Like you've got to be there for all of those. You've got to actually be awake. And you can't necessarily be awake at all of those points unless you want to scalp and you're on like a 5 minute or 1 minute or whatever, right? And that's not my lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's Tom's, like I want to have a life, not sit here and wait for a 1 minute candle. It doesn't excite me, right? So what we're looking at is change of direction and break of structure. BOS, and for me, they change the character, but I say change of direction, right? They're two things that if you can get those two concepts under your belt from a market structure perspective, you're well on the way, right? That's the first I feel that's the first building block that you need, right? Because that gives you then the ability to potentially forecast direction. Because without that, you have got no friggin' idea which way this is going to go. Because you're sitting there going like, oh, this could go up, this could go down. Should I put a buy? Should I put a sell? Well, it's like it becomes a mystery, right? When you, though, start to look at break of structure and change of direction, it then can give you the ability to have some ability to forecast. Okay? So let's look at this. And I will just pull this across. So we don't see what's coming. Okay? We don't see what's to the right. You okay with that?
Yeah.
Good. So this is down, 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 down. If you want a longer term trade, that's a sell. Okay. You start to see some of these things push down past. So what's happened here? We have that to a sell. It's come out of the rails. If you can see the rails. And I'll say this again. It's one of my philosophies that I learned a long time, well, not a long time ago, because I've only been doing this nearly 7 years, but which is so what a mentor told me once is you need to be able to look at the charts from a big picture perspective while taking into account all of the small components at the same time. Right? That takes time. So what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing the rails. I'm seeing this is going down, right? We'll get into the other bit in a minute. It comes out of the rails and you get a number of these arrows and you get a long. What's that tell you, John, now after we've been speaking? What does that tell you is going to potentially happen?
Yeah, there's a potential change of direction.
Beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. And what's it going to do? What direction is it going to potentially go in for a period of time?
Yeah, up to buys. It's going to go up.
Good, lovely. Yeah. And when you look here and you get a number of these triangles and you get a long and you get some green candles, and the SHA changes to green, it goes, beauty. I can buy. What then are you looking at for that to continue without it coming down past the bottom? We'll talk about stop losses and take profits in a while. Yeah. But what you need to you're looking at what?
Previous highs, previous lows, previous
The most immediate low you're looking at not being broken. That's what you're looking for. Don't worry necessarily about previous highs or lows, because that's about you forecasting further. All you're wanting to know is that this, as it continues, is not going to break that low. That tells you where your stop loss needs to go initially.
Yeah.
Right? From a stop loss, from a sort of a trade perspective. So once you start, you get arrow, 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 long, it's starting to go. You put your stop loss here, you're in a trade. See how it came back here and spiked back down? But that didn't spike back down and break the low. So it's nowhere near your stop loss. So as it takes off again, you can now move your stop loss, if you want to, up to that low. Because you're going, it's not, if it comes back and breaks that low, well, it's going to keep coming back down. But if it keeps taking off or going in that direction, well, you're going to start profit more. Does that make sense? And if you move your stop loss to there and you got that, that's a second trade you can put on.
Yeah.
Okay. So then it comes up here and you get a couple of arrows and you get a short and bang, and down comes again, because it comes outside the rails. Comes down here outside the rails. Comes outside the rail. Comes outside the rail. See the ups and downs that occur. Right. Now let's start over here. All these triangles, what's that telling you? It's been pushing up, 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 up. It comes to a point where you can see there's a previous high there, and you've been in that buy. That's great. You see all of those. What do you do, John?
Well, you'd be out the first trade, you'd be out, wouldn't you? But then obviously if it goes up, you see all those triangles, you'd be cashing out, you'd be getting out of the trade.
Yeah.
Would you want? No, obviously not.
Yeah, you get out of the trade, absolutely. But what do you also can do?
Change your stop loss. I'd put other trades on.
Put another trade on. Beauty. Are you going to put a buy on, or are you going to put a sell on?
What are we talking about over where the shorts are? Or all those triangles?
Over here. Right here, right at this, right where you can't. You don't know what's going to come in the future. What are you going to do?
You look at going short, wouldn't you?
Good, lovely. Go short, beauty.
You're looking for a break of structure.
Thank you, Peter, as well. That's what you're looking forward to. So you could wait until a break structure, which is just there. See that, just that point. No, it's hard to see. See how it's pushed up? It comes back, it breaks structure, and then it pulls back up a little bit, right? That's the point. Or you could get in where it does arrow and short and starts to do sells. It's up to you. Once you start to see these things, you can get in earlier, right? So then it starts to sell. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, you get a green one. But you're still in and you get a long. It pulls up, but it doesn't break structure. See that there? It doesn't break structure. And it starts pushing back down again. Stay on the bus. Yeah? Oh, you get another short. Oh, good. That was good. I stayed in. There's another short. It looks like it's going to go further down. These are the decisions that you're making. When it pushed up, it didn't break the structure. It didn't come up here and break that. It didn't even break that one there, right? It didn't break the top, so it's still going down. Down and down and down. And it's within the range, it's within the channels, right? Oh, we get another sell, another short. Oh, I'm staying at this and I'm in another trade. How you going now, John? Then it goes down and down and down and down. Oh, we've got a long, but we don't have a triangle necessarily. I'm going to poke this out a little bit, right? But what do we have here though? What do we have when it pokes up here? We have one or two things. Remember, break of structure or change of direction. What's this tell you? What's it done when it pokes up here? You got a long and it's come up. Yeah. That's a break of structure. You'd be getting out of the trade, right? Because you got a long there and it's a break of structure, you're out.
Yeah.
Because once it breaks structure, what's that mean? Potentially change. Very good. Lovely. You're getting into it. Right. So then it comes over here, you get another long. Oh, what do we got here? a couple of arrows, a couple of triangles. Oh, and we get along. What could that be a good idea to do? You could put an entry, a buy stop just above it. So, because what could this trade do at this point? It's done a nice long sell over a number of days. It's now turned. You see the channel starting to turn. It breaks structure, change of direction. What are we going to do now?
Go for the buys. Take out
Good.
the
Bang! Oh, up it goes. Then we start to get, it's over one day. Beautiful. And we've got just above that break of structure there, we've got a buy stop. So you could be asleep even, and that could and get you into that trade, right? Then we start getting it pushes way out of the channels, and we start to get some sells off. Not good. We could got out there when we get that. It did push up a bit further, but there's a lot more. What are we going to do? What's going to potentially happen now? It's gone down. It's gone up. We're getting a whole lot of arrows, triangles. Yeah. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, it's going to reverse. Looks like all the indicators are going to reverse.
Oh, right. Okay. So we got a short. We got that. Get in the trade for sell. Bingo, bango. Down, down. And then we get some arrows for up. It's coming back up again, right? We get a long. It's going to go by. There's nothing. It's still in the channel. You stay in it. Oh, there's a short. Whoops. Hang on. There's a short. Right? We got no triangle. But what did it do just here? What did it do there?
The broken structure.
Oh, broke the structure. So what's that mean?
Potentially
change the direction.
Direction again.
Change the direction. Right. Back down, 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 down. Right. We get along. It's a little bit far to here. And then we've got here. What happens here? So that was a break of structure. What happens here when it comes back up there? What did we do? Broken structure again. Change the direction. Pull down. Now it starts going back up. We don't have a triangle, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. That these triangles here are still the ones that are relative to all of this move back up. Right? And then up and up and up. Oh, hang on a minute. What do we got here now? See, that's been going for, that was Friday the 17th of November. Basically, that's just been going up. It's in
would
the
you
thing.
Would you stay
in the trade? I probably would. I mean, it depends, because I've got nothing here. You could have here got out because of break of structure or change of direction, and then you would have got back in. So it depends on when you're on the hourly or not. So up here now, you're starting to get some triangles and a short. I'm out. Right? Yeah. And now there's another short. So it looks like it's going to start to go back down. So has that helped you?
Yeah. Great stuff. Yeah, thanks for that, Brian.
No, that's all right. It's like just traveling along and seeing it.
Do you understand break of structure and change of characters, John?
Yeah. I mean, what I've done for a long time, I've done scalping for a long time. So, and I'm kind of, so I'm trying to do the longer term or longer type sort of trades, just to see if it suits my character slightly better. Understand the
and so here's the daily, John. Sell, short, sell. You could get out there if you want to do, because it came up and broke structure, and then get back in or whatever. This is saying buy, which it did. This is now saying potentially sell. So if you want to do really longer term, there's daily. You can go to 4 hour if you want to too, but the daily's nice for some really nice 200, 300, 400 pips or whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Can you go back to that hour where you were showing them?
Sure.
And just keep in mind, if you go to the hour, John, and you're like, look at this thing traveling all the way back, Ryan, where you started.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Do yourself a favor. Set your fib up.
Yeah. From your high to low. You got, it's hard to do it.
And each one of these, where it says short to long to short to long, look at where the arrows come in at. So pick an arrow. It doesn't matter at the top where it says short.
Yeah. Here. Yeah.
Yeah, even go back even further. Go
Okay.
back towards the bottom to the left. Right there, right there. You
Yeah.
see up over here on your left hand side where it's coming down,
Yeah.
all these. If you take that fib and you go high to low,
Yeah.
your red triangle high
Yeah.
to
I'll
your
do that. Hang on.
green
Hang on. Wait, wait,
triangle
wait.
low.
Yeah. Hang on. I'll do one. So you got a high there to a low there. See how it just came
Look
back
where it's
into
coming
that, back to there, and then drops off again.
It loves that pattern.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Cool.
But you can go over here to the middle where it says short, where those two right there,
Yeah.
and throw a fib on that.
Yeah.
Right there. Nope, go
Yeah.
back to the green arrows.
Oh,
Higher.
yeah. Up there.
Look,
Yeah.
it came back to it
Back
and
to
dropped out.
61.8 and then dropped out and then came back up again. Yeah.
If it doesn't make a new high when you get those new arrows,
Yeah.
use your old fib, which means it's got to make a new low.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
No.
Okay, can you go back, Brian, where you were?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you put a fib on for me?
Yeah, sure. Hang on a minute. I'll just make it a little bit bigger. There we go.
Not bad.
Say I'll put a fib for, we'll do,
Yeah, start there.
Yeah, we'll do it from there.
Okay, you see how it came back and touched and dropped off,
Yeah, and then came back down.
right? Do you understand that?
Yeah,
Okay, so your initial fib, it pulled back to the 618 to the 71 and
Yeah.
then dropped off. It didn't break the top of the fib.
no, it didn't come up here.
So now you're only going to move the bottom of the fib down to the next green arrow.
Which is that one there.
Did it break that fib at the top?
No, when it came back up, it didn't. It came up to the 88, but it didn't break the high. It didn't break this high here.
Right.
If it doesn't break the high, then it's going back down again.
Now move your fib back down again.
Yeah, which is down to there.
Look, it comes back up to the 618 area again.
Hmm.
And then again.
Drops down. And then same, it went down to the thing and then came back up. But that didn't come back up. That didn't.
So now that it doesn't come back up to the 618,
yeah,
that new red triangle, you move your fib to the new red triangle because that's the new high. And now look at it. There's your new low. And it comes back up
which
and
is back
touches,
to the
drops
61.
out.
Yeah,
So on and so forth. Don't be afraid to use that fib as like a football field. All you're doing is making your playing field.
yeah,
Does that make sense?
Hmm.
So just because you have a fib on there, unless it gets broke, it's still valid because you can carry that fib from those
on and
two
on.
triangles on
Yeah,
the
on and
short
on. Yeah,
all the way across. Can you put that back on, Brian?
yeah.
Let me show you what I mean. At the top, left.
Oh,
Yep,
you want that
up
one?
there. Yep. All the way down to those two green triangles on the right. Now
Yeah.
move your screen over.
Yeah. See how it's come up and broken
It
the high
broke.
there?
Look where it broke. It broke above the fib, which
Yeah.
means now this fib
That's
is
a new
no
high.
longer valid.
Yeah,
This is a no longer valid fib. You have to move your fib from the top, from the high to the low now, and it starts all over again.
yeah. Which is up here to down there. And then it comes up and breaks it again. So then it's not valid again. So then you got to move it up to there and to there. And then it breaks it again.
And now you know, since The previous fib, when you go
Yeah.
back, can you put it back?
Yeah. Okay.
You know you're changing direction. So now you want to go from that long down there at the very bottom, the lowest low, to your left.
Yeah. Down here.
Yeah. So that's now low to the most recent short high.
Yeah, it comes back to the 71 and then takes off. I'll get rid of this one.
So you get rid of that one because we're no longer looking for
cell.
shorts, we're looking for long.
Yeah.
So if you slide your fib from the bottom back down, that one
Here.
stays. That one stays.
Yeah.
The fib at the top.
Here.
Yeah, move it back down to where it says short.
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, I
Down.
have a
Down, way down to your left. Yeah.
Oh no, it'll have to be on the same. Oh, you mean down to here?
Yeah. Look where it touched.
Yeah.
It came in and
then
it touched.
and then you go back up there, then it comes back down, then it come back up to this one as it's created.
Because this one at the bottom doesn't move. You don't move the bottom while it's still in an uptrend.
And then it just comes back down to that 71, and then off it goes again.
Now he just follows that bottom all the way up, and he keeps moving it every time it creates a long.
Do
you see the green next arrow up from where it's at now?
There.
On the bottom?
Yeah.
No. Go back to the original bottom.
Down here.
Move that.
Oh, you mean
fib.
that one?
Yes, move it up to that fib.
Yeah.
See where he has it? And it came back to the 618.
Yeah.
Now this 618 now becomes your new bottom. You move the bottom of the fib to that one.
Yeah.
Can you move the bottom of the fib over there for me, Brian?
Yeah, sure. You want it now to over here, don't you?
Correct. And move, since it hasn't come back to the 618 yet, move it up to the next red triangle.
Which is there.
And it came to the 618.
Yeah.
And took off. Now this new 618 is the new bottom.
Yeah, which you've got to go up here and then move this actually up to here.
And it still hasn't hit.
No, we're still looking for that to come back down further.
Right. But now we know we're in an uptrend. So if it beats this bottom,
yeah.
Now we know we're changing direction.
Which means and while that's a lot more longer term.
Right. But you know now your fib needs to flip.
Yeah, and go the other way.
And go the other direction.
And but we're not sure. Well, we're not sure yet because we don't actually have. We do have breaker structure, but we don't necessarily have a. Well, yeah, we actually do have change of direction. But anyway, it's just not confirmed at this point. Anyway, does that help,
That's
John?
Your kill zone. That's your kill zone, John. Watch what it does in these areas.
And then move. But you can see
you
also
expect happen in those areas?
Turn or break through.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
It's there. You can see it. See, I've already got the line in. You can see where it's come to there. It's come back, bounced to there, come back through there, and then push through. It's more likely to come back to here and then either continue up or break through and continue back down. But it will be hidden in the news, right? Let me show you this one. Where is it?
And time of day.
So yeah. And time of day. Next Tuesday for me is they reckon they'll keep the rate on hold. So that's going to push this around. The Aussie dollar US probably will weaken it off if they keep it on hold. Yeah. So they tend to hide it in the news, all these moves, all the continuation of moves.
Yeah.
So But it may work its way down to here and then push further down or break through and go back up again, depending on the news. We don't know.
Yeah.
But at the moment, on this 1 hour, there's a sell on. All right. Now, I personally, I don't, and so, I won't get in a trade now because we're just finishing off New York session. When it goes over for the first hour, roughly the first hour of Sydney, spreads go crazy, and then it's the pre for Tokyo. That's where I would sort of normally potentially, if I'm going to manually enter a trade, where I'll enter it. Yeah, because I don't want the spreads. Because if I put a stop loss in, for example, and it's relatively tight, it could be 20 or 30 pips even. And same for Tom. You could have 20 or 30 pip stop loss. And when it changes over, the spreads could go to 30, 40, 50 pip or whatever, bang, and knock you out because of spreads. And then you got to get back in again. So I sort of just wait until it settles and then can get in. But a lot of the time, the moves Tom made, for me, the major sort of moves are either Tokyo, not lots, but most of it is just pre-London. That's where it sort of fires. Yeah. And you get those sort of bigger moves.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this, for example, the Euro CAD. You can see this, right? I'll just give you a timing thing. For me, that's where it comes off. That's the day before, went sideways. It comes into Sydney, goes crazy, and then it's around about here. It's Tokyo, off it goes. And then when we get to there, around there, that's pre-London or around London time. And then you see off it goes, pulls up, and then New York continues it. All right. Now we've got a arrow, but it's continued down, right? Because there is no long on it, and the SHA is still red. So even though you get that arrow, that triangle, it doesn't mean you get out of the trade.
Yeah.
And it's well and truly broken structure now. Look at it. Down, boom, bang. It breaks there, but it comes back up, doesn't break that, comes back down, doesn't break that, and it just keeps going. This is what I said yesterday. I said, get into this trade, Euro CAD and the Euro CHF, same, because it's selling, and it did. So if you can get in here, even if the pullback's back to the middle, you're not going to come to even your entry. You're still going to be in positive most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Great stuff. Well, thanks for that. I appreciate your time. I'm not saying a lot because it's all kind of going in and I kind of processing everything. So
yeah, I know. It's okay, John. It's like there's a lot that we've also over time sort of processed as well.
Yeah. But yeah.
Great. Yeah, there's a lot to FOREX, John. It's going to take you time, believe me.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll better get going. I'm going to go get stuff to do today. Is that all right, everyone?
That's
okay,
fine.
Peter?
Thank you.
No worries at all.
Not to take it.
Hopefully, I'll be around for pre-market open. We'll see how we go. That sort of point of view. I will stop sharing there. Have a great weekend. There's still a bit of trading this for the week, but hey, it's whether you. So, John, just think about that sort of potential forecasting. That's sort of what you got to, and look back the way it is. So, all right then.
Great.
Until then, take it easy.
Thanks so much.
Ciao.
Take care, everyone.
Brian.
Thanks.